Hi, everybody. This is Silvio Canto in Dallas, Texas on Monday, January the 28th, and welcome to our video commentary. Well, the situation in Venezuela continues to be very dangerous. There are literally two men who claim to be president, the provisional president and Mr. Maduro, the previous president. Both of these men are claiming that they're in charge, although it's becoming more and more clear that Maduro is losing his power slowly but surely. More and more countries are not recognizing him. And I think he's basically down to one thing, and that is that he controls the armed forces, or so we believe. And he's using the armed forces, or certainly the excuse that he has the armed forces with him to remind everybody that he's still in control. But I don't think he has the armed forces. I don't think he does. And that's because the armed forces, I think at the end of the day, are not going to shoot the people in the streets, and they're not going to go out of their way to beat up their own citizens. Now, there are some reports that some of these soldiers, or some of the ones they would use to enforce these rules, could be actually Cuban soldiers in Venezuela. If that's the case, then of course they would obey Maduro's orders. But I just don't believe that your typical Venezuelan soldier is going to go out and shoot or beat up his own fellow citizen. I just don't believe that's going to happen. There's also another reality, and that is that many of these officers are going to have to deal with the reality that they may very well be called to account at a later time for their decisions today. So I think this is a time for many of these soldiers to ask themselves a very simple question. Do I go down with Maduro and eventually end up in front of a judge or on trial in Venezuela for my actions today? Or do I step to the future and join the future, which is, of course, the new government? It's a tough question because many of these people obviously have relationships with Maduro, and some of these relationships have to do with money and corruption and all of that. But I think the time has come for these officers to move forward and realize that whatever they're hanging on to is the past, and the past is not going anywhere. Only the future here for Venezuela. And I think it's time for them to say, you know what, Maduro, I'm done supporting you. I'm going to move forward. Now, I would like to see somebody take Maduro out of the country, maybe take him to Mexico, maybe take him to Cuba, wherever. And I think that would fix the problem a great deal. But I just don't believe that the Venezuelan soldier is going to shoot his own people in defense of Maduro. So that's why I don't buy this argument that Maduro controls the armed forces. He may technically, but I don't think he will at the moment that he has to enforce his government. Thank you for watching. We have all of these on YouTube, on Twitter, and on my blog. And if today is your birthday, happy birthday. Bye-bye, everybody.